it's Zurgo and Iname.
Which is going to be a tough game because one wins with attrition and very long-term things, and the other one wins in 4 turns regularly. So that's kind of crazy. But if Zurgo draws most of the time creatures and not blasts, not instant kills, he's going to have a tough moment because the black deck is filled with spot removal that handle creatures. So that's going to be nice to watch, I think.
Yeah, and you've already seen that the enemy played the figure on turn 1 and Victim of the Night, I think, on turn 2. Now the Nether Shadow, I think that's the name of the card. So
oh gosh, we're going to mistake all the spirits for like half an hour.
So what is quite interesting though is that it's an aggro deck against a mono black deck, a mono black control deck, and well, control combo. And well, what the black does really easily is kill creatures. So that shouldn't be a problem. That's quite interesting, I think, to note is that on the one hand, we could say, yeah, it's not an aggressive deck. It has a late game plan. It can inflict himself some damage with cards like Night's Whispers, Necropotence, I don't know. But the main thing to remember, I think, is that it remains a mono black deck which has a ton of removals and some ways to get back some HPs. And now it's on turn 4.
And also some ways to lose all his points by himself really fast. So
but now turn 4 Iname, he's going to take back all of his spirits, including Kokusho, for example, including spirits that can come back on the battlefield just on their own. And that can block or attack, including cards that can kill creatures. So you just saw Kuro, Horobi, Bloodghast. So that's maybe the Nether Spirit. So well, anyway, and that's Nether Spirit and Nether Shadow. Nether Shadow is in the board, Nether Spirit is in the graveyard, I guess. Yeah. So it's well. The Iname deck is already taking an advantage because it has 2 creatures on the board on turn 4, and all of his spirits in the graveyard. It just needs some ways to maybe get back the most important ones, but some of them will just come back to the battlefield on their own. And now Zurgo is already having some troubles, and I think that's the main thing here is that okay, Zurgo can go fast, but he will just run into removals. And then it will be against a 4/4 that's not that easy to kill, and against many spirits coming back again and again and again, and maybe some ways to come back have more HPs and all that, and it's gonna be hard.
So yeah, that's basically what Iname Decks is about. The principle of the deck has been mostly built and powered by a player named Evergreen, which you can find on Magic Salvation forums in Duel Commander. The guy plays only 2 or 3 packs and has been building Iname since start, and he's the guy behind the list that everyone plays. He can just pilot the deck blindfolded. If you have ever seen him play on Cocatris or anything, he could play 10 Iname games at the same time. He never forgets to trigger. The game is a machine. It's really awesome. But the deck list is right when you say there, it's about backing up spirits in the graveyard in a certain order, because yes, 2 of them have a specific order that checks how you pile up your graveyard, which I remind you in Eternal formats is important. So lots of them come by themselves, like you all know Bloodghasts. You maybe have heard of Nether Spirit or stuff like that. And there are key spirits you want to see. You mentioned the one that's going to make the difference, the absolute difference in a red versus black matchup like that is going to be Kokusho. If he starts playing with Kokusho, then the stuff starts, because Kokusho is a 5-life drains. It's both a kill and a survival and stalling engine at the same time.
And I think that's the Dark Petition that he's playing.
Yep.
So he's going to tutor probably for a way to recure his spirits. So that may be quite frightening. Yeah. out of battery ash, so he's gonna say spirits and take all of his spirits back directly on the board, and that's gonna hurt. He already has the spell mastery, so he has 3 mana, 2 more with his lands on the battlefield. He pays 5,
that's
take back all of his spirits, and yeah,
that's a definitely win.
So turn 5 win.
I mean, he needs a few turns to win, but I think even if you're not an expert in Magic, you understand how much this board presence is overwhelming. It's like I'm too lazy to describe all of them. Kuro, the one Humongous.
Kuro allows you to pay 1 HP to give -1/-1 to a creature. Horribee kills every creature that gets targeted. So he just pays 1/1/1 and kills 3 creatures. So Kokusho, when it dies, it steals 5 HPs to your opponent. Bloodgeist, when it's in your graveyard and you play a land, you take it back to the battlefield, and if your opponent has 10 life or less, it has haste. The foil one between Horribee and the thing on the Bloodgeist, it allows you to sacrifice creatures to make your opponent discard cards. The one above the Bloodghast, that was above the Bloodghast, I think it's one of the spirits that checks the order of your graveyard and comes back to the battlefield, and it's a 2/2. So Iname, it's a 4/4, and when it enters the battlefield, you take any number of spirits from your deck and you put it in your graveyard. The Akuta next to Iname is a 3/2 haste, and at the beginning of your upkeep, you can sacrifice a swamp to take it back to the battlefield. The Infiltrator comes back to the battlefield by paying 1 dark mana, 1 black mana when a creature dies on your side, I think. And the last one is the Nether Shadow, I think, which comes back if it's the only creature in your graveyard, I think.
It's 3 on top, I think. If it's in your graveyard with 3 or more creatures cards above it, you may have it return to the battlefield.
Okay, so
which is one of the 2 cards you have to make. So the key here is it's a mono black deck. So all the mono black decks in Commander use the same stuff. Ramp. It's more lands, more stones, more anything that gives mana, and the crazy things that black mana can give you, like Dark Ritual, the Dark Ritual for 4-way threshold. I don't remember about. Lake of the Dead. Lake of the Dead is a key card. If you get Lake of the Dead, you win with Iname all the time. You've got I don't even remember how many of them. Cabal Coffers is even played, I think, in Iname slow. It's you make explosive starts, and you've got to disrupt your opponent's hand for the first 2 turns. And actually, against Zurgo, it can win, because if you remove from their hands the 2 next spells that we're going to play, you really disrupt the strategy of an explosive, aggressive blast deck like the one he's probably playing on the left, Olivier. So you have to be pretty fast on the mana, and that's what he did on the map on the first game. Because when did he play it? Turn 4 Iname, I think, which is more than enough to win against most of the packs. On the other side, if you're playing like against control decks, that's really harder, because as long as Iname gets countered, you have to find another way to win, which is quite more difficult. But you can still get a good matchup against pretty much everything. And you get that boring effect, which is when everything is on the battlefield, you don't want to think about what you can do or not. You say, just, I want to kill everything. Can I remove the graveyard? Yes, no, then I lost. That's mostly what it's going to do, because and you don't have to know lots of triggers, actually, because there are not massive synergies into these decks. There are reanimator stuff, there is discard/disrupt stuff, mana acceleration stuff, and the spirits. Spirits should be taking something like 10 slots, I think. Yeah, 10 slots to play with Iname, with the commander. The rest is just good stuff, like Liliana of the Veil, Stone, mana. Specific cards like Dystopia, which is not going to do anything against Zurgo.
Yeah.
Phyrexian Arena, where you got removal, lots of removal, Sickening Shoal, Dismember, Snuff Out, whatever it is. And specific cards, yes, like Ball Removal, Infest, Unmask. And you have to mention Army of the Damned. Because people play sometimes Army of the Damned, which is a really strange way to win when you've got tons of black mana and you say, I'm going to pay 8 and put 13 2/2s. What are you going to do with it? So the deck can win with lots of different stuff. So we saw a few key cards actually. Patriot's Bidding is something we saw in last game. For 5, everyone reanimates everything. Living Death is the same.
You have to choose a type of
yeah.
So he has no problems because he only plays spirits, but on the other side, even if he has many creatures in his graveyard, he will still recur 1, maybe 2, and that's what makes it powerful in the deck.
What else is there? Removals.
Well, yeah, the idea is that you have the removals against aggro, the discard against control, and you also have many targets. For example, if you need to make sure that Iname goes on the board against control, you can tutor Cavern of Soul. If you have to make sure that you manage to play your Order of the Patriarch, for example, you can tutor for Boss Issue. Maybe they still play it with 20 HPs. And you have solutions for many things. Well, it remains black, so artifacts and enchantments is not the easiest. But yeah, you have solutions to many situations. You're really focused on giving yourself some more time to put Iname, maybe with discard or removals. Then you play Iname, and you play animation spell, and you try to win the game. So in the chat there was a question: what is Mundus playing? And I think he's playing Geist. I'm not sure. And turn 1 Zurgo, turn 1 Innocent Blonde, so classic. Timna Trazios, Mundus versus Geist, Nicola. Okay, so Mundus is playing Timna Trazios. So my bad. Oh, it's Machint that is playing Geist.
Yep.
So turn 2 Sleaze Firewalker.
That is a creature that is slow and that is not where he wants to be. So this is complicated. This is complicated. One of the key the complicated cards should be, for example, Thoughtseize. He's played Thoughtseize, and Thoughtseize against the mono red is like, should I or should I not? Because if you don't hit something that deals 3 or more damage, you say, nah, I'm just killing myself. So what did he play? Is the red 3/2?
Isn't it the Peddler something? I don't remember the name pretty well. I'm not familiar with Zurgo. I can find it quite quickly. So, well, a classic card, so it shouldn't be hard to find.
I'm gonna get it too. Is no, it's not. Wait, isn't it Stormblood Berserker? No. No. You got a hand. You got a hand on the card.
Synth Prodder, that's it. So we can use the bot. And we'll have the complete description. So a 3/2 Devil Menace.
Oh, Synth Prodder, yeah. We didn't try that. Yeah, I knew it's a 3/2, but I didn't remember what it is exactly. That's a Synth Prodder.
And the starting hand from Eric was Sulands.
That's a good stuff. That's a good stuff. Duress is exactly the card you need against Zurgo.
Yeah.
You don't take damage, and you know you're going to hit something all the time, especially when the player keeps card in hand. And as you see, yeah, Flame Javelin. That was just exactly the card I was thinking about. I knew he was gonna play Flame Javelin in response. I didn't know it was in his hand. Is it the Hell Rider on the right? Hell Rider and what is in the left? What was on the left? Hero of Foxy Bridge, I think, maybe, no?
Okay.
No, it wasn't that. No lightning bolt. Okay. I don't know. But anyway, we don't care. It's in the graveyard. And Zurgo doesn't get.
No more hand.
Well, if he plays Scotchers bidding now, he's going to get something back. Right. But I'm pretty sure he's not going to kill the Hell Rider out of the top deck. 2 Zurgo for 3. Hasty. Yeah, it's dash plus. Did I miss anything? No, dash plus Iname. Yeah, the game is over. So this could be a good game for Zurgo if the Zurgo player was more lucky than that. Because if you do turn 1 Zurgo, turn 2 something like 3/2 haste or a goblin guide or something like that, and this can really make you win. This can really make you win. And any gap with Fire Blast, I've seen tons of games where Zurgo can totally kill in 4 turns. The thing is, Iname doesn't fetch. Iname doesn't lose health by itself. It never loses health. So that was just an unfortunate start for Zurgo. I think, to be honest, I don't know what you think, but if Zurgo had the same hand against, let's say, a mono blue control pack, he wouldn't have dealt much more damage, I think.
I'm not even sure because well, he will have to be more powerful than just a 2/2 because he gets some blocked by barrel. He can then play some bounces, counterspell, and it's still hard.
Yeah.
He could put a lot of pressure, but the issue is the polymorphism kill.
Yeah,
because you will just well earn some time and then kill him with a 15/15 fly and sacrifice 6 permanent.
No, what I mean is that he wouldn't have done much more damage, actually. This is what I mean. The game would end up quite as fast, you're right. But the red player wouldn't deal more than 12 damage, I think, to a blue player. Like
I think the main issue also is that Iname, the clock is in the command zone. And that's not the case with mono blue. So he still has to find his polymorphism and hope that, or keep a counter spell maybe to counter a lightning bolt, or hope that Zurgo doesn't have anything to handle the barrel. So there is some clear counterplay. And with Iname, he plays Iname, and then he finds another spell to reanimate everything. And in mono red, Zurgo just doesn't have the counterplay.
Now the question is he going to block? He can block Zurgo, cannot block. What is the other card on the left? Because he's hiding the sun. Yeah. I can't see what the top card is on the battlefield. It's a creature, but I don't know.
On which side? In Iname's graveyard or in?
No, on the top left. The last card he played. The last card Olivier played on the top left. Next to Zurgo, what is it?
It's the card featured on the right. Captain Berserker.
Oh. So he can block Zurgo, actually. It's going to wonder. Is it what he's thinking about? Blocking or not blocking? I don't know. 8. I think he won the game after that. Mutavault is not going to be able to strike. The Barbarian Ring is a thing you have to keep your eyes on, but should be done. What is the land on the top left? Is the land that gives +1/+1 and haste? No, +1 to 0 haste.
I don't know actually.
I only know people who play mountains and nothing else. So maybe not used to the non-basic land versions.
Okay, so upkeep.
Waste!
Two more
Boom!
creatures.
That was one less kill, and actually that makes 4 mana, so we cannot call. How much does the flashback of Hellraider unearth? It's 5, yeah, Hellsunder. Yeah, it's 5. So he cannot call back the Hellsunder, which was half the points he needed. But I'm just worrying for nothing, because if he brings back all the spirits, soon there'll be enough to kill everything. So.
Well, what's interesting still is that Iname is at 6, has only 3 lands, which isn't enough for most of the reanimation spells. So he will have some troubles at some point.
Yeah, he does, because he is incinerate. What did he target?
That's a good question. No creatures left the battlefield, so I guess he just dealt 3 damage to Eric.
Because Bloodghast cannot block.
So he will attack. Yeah, so it was directly on Eric's HPs.
Bloodghast cannot block. The other one cannot reverse. You don't want it to. You don't want all the spirits to go back to the graveyard as soon as you don't draw a way to make them come back to battlefield too easily. Because you're gonna have to play Iname once again to do this, and he has to die for that. And I don't see the Iname beatdown being a plan. Not sure you can win by striking against Zurgo with a 4/4 only, even with double strike. So he's got a Krovikan horror on the left.
Yeah. What is it doing?
Yeah, we can call back the Navigator. Navigator comes back.
What's happening?
He's thinking about how not to die, I think. I don't think he wants a round 3. He wants to win in 2 games. And we all know that some stuff can happen, you know, like the mono red player last year, if you remember that, playing against Geist and using that enchantment that states whenever a player plays a spell, non-creature spells, he takes 2 damage, and he was at 1. If you remember that. I do clearly remember that. What was this enchantment name again? You know what I mean, Leo, or not? It was 2 years ago or last year? 2 years ago, at the DTC, there was a featured, it was, who was here already? It was that funny player who was playing mono red, and the guy just was playing against Geist and used this enchantment that says you play a non-creature spell, you take 2. And the Geist player was at 1 with the total control of the battlefield, a whole complete hand, and he didn't handle this enchantment, so he couldn't play any more spells. And we had to watch this until he eventually drew a blast or something. It was really crazy.
Yeah, I think I remember that indeed. So for now, Iname is just trying to survive and not take a blast directly in the head.
Yeah, we are all looking basically at the Olivier's top deck. So.
Okay, so it's collective brutality, I think.
More? No. Yeah.
He discarded 1 card, so probably to maybe steal 2 life. I think that's one of the mods. Yeah. So discard and steal 2 life and try to survive. So that's clearly less explosive than the previous game because it doesn't have a master reanimation spell.
But that card is a good addition to the 20 life games. Actually, it's quite played in modern, and everyone. So when he went out, people say, "That's going to be tough to play in modern." And actually, yeah, it is a good card to play in Commander too. We've seen that in the previous Rayhan match as well. So Hasty Zurgo. Not non-hasty Zurgo. All right. One dash.
End of turn. Pay 1.
Does it do it? Pay 1, crack it. Creatures die, you pay 1, 2, 3. Yeah. That's the maximum he can do. 2 damage per turn for 3 with a land. But
yeah, so he's using the Kravikan Horror, exactly. That allows him to sacrifice a creature to deal 1 damage to a target creature player. So that's what he's doing. He's been doing for the previous turns. So he recurs the Nether Spirit and the Bloodghast, and uses the ability of the Kravikan Horror to handle all of Olivier's creatures. So now no more Zurgo for now, but he still has to handle the Mutavault, for example. So he has to keep some ways to block. Also removals in hands or things like that. So now boss players are at 5, and the next turn will probably seal the game.
That is quite tense. we are quite tense right now. Please, no one thought. This is not the moment. What's the land on the left of the Zurgo player? Is it a wasteland? Nope.
I'm not sure, actually.
Under his arm.
Isn't that Shivan Gorge or something like that, I think?
Yeah, Shivan Gorge, I think. The promotional art, I think. No, Shivan Gorge from the Vault's back.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Hellspark Elemental? I think.
Hellspark, yes. Beam, block, pay, ping.
So he blocks 1, he should take 3 damage, and he
Trigger.
sacrifices it to kill the Hellspark. So no damage taken, recures the spirit.
Yeah. But that can happen every turn, and that's not going to be...
Yeah, so for now, the Iname player still has lethal.
Oh! He's certain of what he's doing, yeah?
Okay, he's
at 3, so
yeah,
if he gets a land...
2 damage, he will sacrifice from during the upkeep.
Yeah, that's gonna be a win, I think. 3, attacking, and
okay,
that's exactly the good amount. Woo!
Okay, so 2-0 for Iname, and end of the match. And I also received the standings before that round, so I can read them to you if you want. So first at 19 points, Garcia Damien, Deltour Louis, the one we saw playing Bruce Rehan against Jitrog, and Thomas Méchamp playing Geist. Then at 18 points, we've got Leo Carbonel playing the Jace control combo we saw a bit earlier. Vivien Massé playing, I think he's playing Yisan, but I'm not sure. Alexander Loskutov, the one where we saw just the round before playing Bruce Rehan against the Yisan. Kevin Schroeter, Noam Maubert, the one who was playing Karlov. Nicolas François, who was playing Geist during the first round. Nicolas Pavant, so Michel's friend who is playing Geist, I think. And that was for the top 11. Then at 16 points, you only have Florian Chaminade, so Moondust from the rules committee, at 12 points, who's playing Treasure's team now. Then at 15 points, you have, wow, many people who may have troubles getting to the top 8. So you have Maxence Achoun, who's playing Jace combo, Pierre-Axel Bral, Aurélien Cornet, which we saw playing Bruce Rehan, I think also, earlier, Iwan Fournier, Clérambault Olivier, Eric Genin, that we just saw playing Iname, so 18th place, and 19th place, Olivier Hinfray, here playing Zurgo. Then we have Luca Torreani, and I think he's playing Bruce Chrome, Sylvain Noël, that we saw playing Yisan, Hugo Scaramelli, Etienne Pierre-Jean, Mathieu Masson, Caruel Julien, Capron Victor, Pécrio Jérémy, Jean-Baptiste Bonnet, Wallard Nicolas, and Legrou Simon, and they're just stopped there because it's already the top 30. So yeah, you've got a quick overview of the situation. I think that's also posted on the DTC page. I'll check that. And
Asimov is telling me
yeah,
the Zurgo player has made this place, which made him lose the game instead of winning it. I didn't see which one, to be honest, but he's pretty certain. He says he had a way to win at least one of the two games with just what we had saw on the battlefield in the graveyard. I think it's what Eric told him at the end of the game, pointing at his graveyard, saying, probably the question that you never want to hear. Hey, why didn't you play this? You just won if you play that. Oh,
yeah, that question is a pain.
The answer is because I'm playing Zurgo and I'm not really used to looking at my graveyard. This is not a game zone that I'm used to looking at. I mean, do you look at your exile zone when you play Iname? No. Same for me.
Well, he had quite some things he could use from the graveyard, and so they seem to be doing one more game just for pleasure.
Why?
And yeah, I think that Zurgo had some ways with his blast. Well, by using his blast a bit better, and especially curving his creatures better, I think he could have. Well, the first one, I don't think it was just plainly lost. It was too hard, too many removals, and even the second game, he ran into 4 removals, if I remember well, and that's quite hard. But I think he could have managed to deal some more damage. Yes, using his blast a bit better. The issue was the Kraken Horror here with the Requiem Blast, and that was pretty hard to play around, I guess.
It was. Maybe it's also the end of the day, so people are getting tired and they're not playing their own decks properly. So, you know, that's the difference between solid players and the other one. That's what Sylvain told me the other days. He said it's that moment at the last round of the day when you're on GP or Pro Tours. It's like exactly the moment where you see when people are able to hold up. That moment you make more misplays, you play less good, you do more mistakes, and you have to be careful with it because at that moment, if an opponent chooses to really be playing carefully and looks at what you do and asks questions and points out some misplays you made and calls for a judge, your brain is not even able to handle too many difficulties at the end of the day. So that's the moment when it starts making a difference, you know, because we have to remember right now it's 7 p.m. in France, and they have been playing since 10 o'clock a.m. So that's 9 hours of continuous playing, and it's not even top 8 yet. Not even mentioning that they were present since, I think,
oh
half an hour
my
before.
God.
So
early Iname here.
Is it the Lake of the Dead? The 2-mana Lake of the Dead, 6-mana Iname. Yep, that's when you play it. I think everyone knows it.
Yeah. So it's turn 3. He has all of his spirits on the board, well, on the battlefield, and he starts recurring them, which is far too early for Zurgo because he will start making his Kraken Horror shenanigans on all that again. And if he has one more swamp in hand, he can manage to play a Patriarch Order or something like that the next turn and just seal the game. because he will start having everything, including a Kakusho that he can kill at any moment, or just leave on the battlefield and start swinging at 5 HP per turn. And that's generally the game. So yeah, Iname against an aggro, it's basically done. Well, you can pretty much, well, you can try to metagame it at least against control, because you just crush aggro so hard. And well, Zurgo, it's pretty straightforward, so it's the easiest aggro to dominate. And that's why we see there are 27 Zurgo today. And this one is the only one in the whole top 16, I think. And pretty much all Zurgos got beaten, just because it's really easy to counter Zurgo, to crush it hard, to dominate it, to adapt to it. While it's far harder to dominate a Bruce Ray hand, for example.
Yeah, that's a typical deck you don't want to play against, because the permanent lifelink on the commander is something you don't want to face. The thing is, with Zurgo, you never got a game against Zurgo. You have to play it until the very end, because if you just at, let's say, 7 or 8 life points, it looks like you're safe. It looked like you're safe. You're not safe. Even if you're playing with a little control and stuff. If Zurgo players, I've seen it so many times, and you probably do as well, just top decks any blasts for 4, and there are tons of them. It's just, all right, top deck, blast you, all right, blast you, all right. And then on the next turn, oh, land, all right, your turn. And then the player starts playing Planeswalker stuff, Commander, like, I'm going to go full combo, you're going to die soon, and whatever. Yeah, come on. Even if you play an Miracle, say, I'm going to get a second turn, right? Okay. You attack, I lose 15, I sacrifice enough lands, I still got you, top deck, Fire Blast, you're dead. That's something that always still happens with Zurgo. You're never at peace, you're never at safe. You have very few cards that actually prevent you from being Zurgo to death. I said Solitary Confinement, the white ley line, the ley line of the, I don't remember what.
Sanctity,
the second one.
Something like that?
Yeah, Sanctity, the second one, runs place in modern side effects. Ley line of Sanctity, Ancestral, not Ancestral Mask, the Imperial Mask, or how is it called? I don't remember. The other enchantment that gives you Shroud. Everything that prevents you from being targeted is a mess for Zurgo.
Well, there are very few decks in which you would want to play Leyline of Sanctity, but yeah, maybe your Enchantress list is one of them.
I thought about that. I thought about that.
But you don't really have Solitary Confinement.
When you start a commanded pack, you just shuffle. You pile up your 100 cards. You draw 7, and you say keep, and you say, all right, keep 2. And say, oh, wait. I put a lane line on the battlefield. You get what? What is variance on a 100 card pack? You've got 1, and it's in your head. Yes. All right. No discard for you then. But I have to admit, it's like Fastborn or stuff like that. Cards, but if they go on early, you just, what the fuck is this card? And they go explosive because, well, of course, against the mono green pack, you wouldn't do anything with Leyline of Sanctity, but it's always against a good thing to.
Against red, it's interesting.
Yeah, sometimes so everything that plays red or black is unwillingly happily to see a Leyline of Sanctity happening on the battlefield, like, oh no. And everything that prevents damage to you also is a shitty thing for Zurgo.
So now it's something like turn 5, Iname is starting to spirits, and next turn should be the final swing for the win. Depending on what Zurgo plays.
They should cancel this game. They should make another one because really, you don't come back from all the spirits on the battle.
Yeah, that's the issue.
You can make a board sweeper if you're playing white or something like that. Like a balance, for example, another Wrath of God or anything like that would be good.
Iname is winning with only 2 lands on the battlefield. What? He's playing that card? It's supposed to be bad. It's for 3. deal 3 to a creature, and you can pay 2 more to deal also 3 to the.
I don't even recognize the card. What is it?
It's something like a mirroring card.
You can search.
Well, interesting. So we also have some more news about the. So Iname might end up in the top 8 thanks to that win. There was a Zurgo match against Bruce Chrome. The Zurgo won, and the Zurgo could make it to the top 8 also. And there was also another Bruce Chrome who's still trying to win against Admo, but he may make it to the top 8 also.
Is the card you wanted to say? Barbed Lightning.
Yeah.
What's the entering cost? 5! Woo! You're playing Zurgo, hoping
Yeah, 5 to deal 3 to a creature on the player. So what?